back to Season 3 of Tales of the Lesser Medium, a podcast that pokes fun at video game narratives. Each season, me, Caleb J. Ross, and my co-host...
Listen, it's almost over. It's almost over. It's been... it's a sprint. At the end, it's a sprint. It felt like a marathon. These have been short. These have been short. And I got to tell you, they've put a little hair on my chest. Already had a fair amount brewing. And I'm sure some of the lady listeners out there have looked down the shirt here lately and been like, wow, a few sprouts. And that's what Gordon Freeman will do. That's what Gordon Freeman will do, but we're almost out of the woods. I will say this, there's not been any woods in this game. You felt like you've been in a dark forest the whole time. Am I right?
So yeah, that was my co-host, Travis Terry, for his final episode. We'll be taking you through our favorite video game franchise narratives, taking time along the way for humorous skits to make you laugh and to make us mad at the life decisions we've made. We could all be surgeons by now, or at least guys who hand out gently used Band-Aids to people who get splinters when using the unsanded stair handrail that we installed ourselves specifically to give us a reason to hand out our used Band-Aids to people.
Yeah. I always offer to help remove those splinters just so I can feel a little bit like a surgeon.
Oh, you're ruining my Band-Aid giveaway ploy, okay? Stop helping people.
Gently used Band-Aids? Gently used? I don't even know what that means.
That means that they've been used gently, idiot.
Okay, got it.
In this, Season 3, Episode 4, we finish our examination of the Half-Life series of games. In Episode 1, as a refresher, we explored the first Half-Life game. That makes sense. In Episode 2, we explored the second Half-Life game. That checks out. In Episode 3, we explored the Half-Life 2 Episode 1. Oh, what? Because Half-Life 3 doesn't exist. And probably never will.
Amen.
And that brings us to Half-Life 2 Episode 2, where presumably, given the serial number 2, we are continuing Alex and Gordon's escape from the Citadel as it explodes at the horizon behind them. Though that scene, as I describe it here, sounds optimistic, right? I mean, a destroyed Citadel and alive Alex and Gordon. Things are great.
I'm loving it. And I did confuse which episode we were talking about last time. I think at the end of the last episode, I said, that's been Half-Life 2 Episode 2, everyone. I have no idea what's going on. I've barely been paying attention.
And that's what I blame for the loss of our listener. So thanks a lot, jerk. But true fans of Tales of the Lesser Medium will remember that just as the Citadel explodes, swarms of Combine ships phase into existence, and an energy blast bellows toward our heroes. The last words we hear are Alex saying, "Oh my God!"
Gordon farted, I bet. That had to be it, right?
She's been in a lot of elevators with him, and if he hasn't done it yet, this would be a surprise. She hasn't been acclimated to it.
I bet he farts on the crowbar, then sniffs the crowbar. Just to make it nonchalant.
Yeah. He uses that crowbar for everything. It's a reacher grabber. It's a back scratcher. It's toilet paper. Yeah. It's all of it.
That's right.
Will we learn the continuation of Alex's, "Oh my God"? What could it be? Could it be, "Oh my God, I forgot to turn the stove off"?
Or, "Oh my God, Gordon, look at her butt"?
Well, I do like big butts, and I cannot lie. My brother, he doesn't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist, I get concerned that maybe her corset is too tight. And I've taken a portal time machine back into the 1920s when corsets were a thing. Oh, yeah, and also, Baby Got Back, I think.
God, I hate him.
He's not a good rapper. He just isn't. Will Alex's next words be either of those two educated guesses from your friendly podcast co-hosts, who are also expert guessers, I must say? Stay tuned to maybe find out.
I say stay tuned regardless. We need you here.
Yeah, because you're probably not going to find out. But before we move on, let's inflate our own egos a bit by reading a review from a listener. Not to be confused with a listener review, which would be just a series of flattering descriptors associated with our beautiful, intelligent, and incredibly sexy listeners.
That's right.
Listeners, 10 out of 10 stars, man.
Oh, yeah.
Would nervously try to be funny for you again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know that any character of ours could really do this justice, Caleb. We've kind of burned through them. Why don't you just read it in your usual sexy narrator voice that everybody loves?
Of course I will.
Hey, screw you guys. I could do it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, it's okay. He's staying back. Okay. This review comes from Syphil Jeff 8. That's short for syphilis, Jeff 8, I would assume.
No,
or syphilinolly. Let's go for syphilinolly. That's
go with
probably
that.
better.
Yeah.
Video game storytelling that will crack you up. Such a novel approach to talking about video game narratives. Each season is themed to a popular video game franchise. So far, Resident Evil and Tomb Raider, and, of course, the one we're doing now. You never realized how absurd and hilarious the plot points and dialogue were until Travis and Caleb walked you through them. All the while, they are adding the silliest depth you could ever imagine to the characters, all voiced by the hosts in their best and worst accents. It's a fun romp and deserves a listen to at least the first episode. Wow. All right. I was on board until the end. Thanks a lot, Syphil Jeff 8.
Hey, 1 out of 14 ain't bad, though, Caleb, I got to say.
That's true.
But thanks, Jeff. We appreciate that. You're the man. We hope you have enjoyed this Half-Life series thus far as well. Hopefully you made it to hear your own review. I'll say that.
That's true. You know what? I actually respect someone who won't brag about something they haven't really experienced. He's listened to the first episode. It was good. He didn't listen to any other, so he can with confidently say, hey, the first episode's good, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I respect that. Also, we are once again leveraging a walkthrough from Bollocked as the primary source for this narrative. We fade into Gordon running through the cars of a badly damaged train, assumedly the same train from the end of his previous adventures. Well, not exactly the same train. That previous train wasn't damaged. Quite the opposite, actually. It was very functional, enough to give Gordon and Alex hope that its functioning train-level amount of speed was enabling a successful escape from the blast radius emanating from the destroyed Citadel Tower. This current train is not moving at all, and is in fact making those unsettling train is currently breaking apart and you must escape before getting crushed creaking sounds that happen sometimes when trains break apart and almost crush you.
I guess I just didn't know you knew this much about trains, Caleb. I'm really impressed. You know, we had that one creepy train back in Resident Evil 0 that Rebecca Chambers ran around on looking for that sexy, rebellious Billy Cohen. How would you describe that train in as many words, if not more or less?
Simple. Thirsty. It was also hoping to get some of that Billy Cohen inside of it.
He was a looker. I mean, if you were from 1953, he had that sort of like, Michael J. Fox's dad from Back to the Future's Bullies vibe.
Mm-hmm. Like a frat guy MacGyver.
Yeah, okay, you know? Okay, all right.
At the end of the train, we find Alex, who has already escaped the train and is standing at the bank of the very creek into which the train has crashed. She is happy to see Gordon, exclaiming, "Oh, Gordon, thank God you are okay."
Alex is religious as hell. Oh, God this, thank God that. Is it possible to encounter the number of molest-happy aliens she has recently and still believe in the man upstairs? Not the G-Man, but God, the other G-Man, the OG man.
She's just holding out hope,
I guess.
She rushes over to Gordon to help him escape from the train. She is unwilling to even try to pull him through a wide-open window for some reason, which would totally work, but either Gordon's character model wasn't programmed to bend down that far, or doing so with a crowbar in his pocket risked piercing his scrotum. Either way, we shouldn't try crawling around in air ducts this time. Instead, Alex grabs the gravity gun, which has landed conveniently nearby. She uses it to rip off the back door of the train car, allowing Gordon to exit without even a whiff of crouching needed.
Huh. And there's no way she's given that gun back to him, right? She's had a taste of power and she likes it, I assume?
Yeah, you're wrong, Travis. She actually immediately gives the gravity gun to Gordon.
Why?
It's so dumb. This exchange outside the confines of the train is the first time we see the outdoors environment. Gordon and Alex have landed in a forested area atop a mountain, which is a striking contrast to the sandy deserts of Black Mesa and the concrete architecture of City 17. Seeing a bit of greenery is actually quite nice. Alex notes that the Combine likely hasn't forgotten about the two escaped heroes and suggests that they get moving. She heard Vortigaunts in the distance a few hours back and thinks maybe they are still nearby and therefore could be worth finding. Perhaps they've got a place Alex and Gordon can hide for a while. So they start moving, but not before Alex reminds Gordon that they've still got to reach her father, Eli Vance.
Gordon, listen, we still need to go get my father.
Who?
My father, Gordon, Eli Vance, the man you met. What are you doing?
I thought his name was Eric.
No, Eric. No, his name doesn't matter. We just need to.
I only save Eric's. He said his name was Eric. If his name is Eric, he's not my business.
That isn't true, like at all. Why would he give you the wrong name?
Shut up, Axel. Me and Eric are really good friends. He wouldn't. He gave you the wrong name, I bet. That's what I think.
Axel. I wish your name was Axel.
Yeah, you can't mispronounce that one. Alex. What? How does he pronounce? How does he say Alex? I don't know. I can't remember. We made a joke about it long ago. Not worth bringing up now. Their attention is quickly commandeered by a strange sight at the horizon. In the distance, the citadel has collapsed, while an enormous blue portal has opened above it. Alex offers another, "Oh my god!" followed by a, "What the hell is that?" She got a very manly voice that time, I don't know. Just as the portal sends what seems to be an EMP of sorts, complete with a visible and quickly expanding blast radius.
Ooh.
As the radius nears Alex and Gordon, they take cover behind some rocks while Alex yells, "Portal storm!" thus answering her own question, meaning her, "What the hell?" must have been in reference to something else, right?
See, I knew Gordon farted.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, portal storm is a great euphemism for farting.
One which I will probably use sometime during this very recording. Look out, listener. That's your Easter egg. Listen for it. The portal storm is over as quickly as the blast radius dissipates, but the destruction in its wake is impressive. Boulders tumble down from the mountain peak on which Gordon and Alex stand. Trees are shed of their branches, and the very train track that brought our heroes here crumbles like I don't know, feta cheese. That crumbles, right?
It does. Democracy could also work here.
Wow. Ouch. Luckily, the portal storm also removed existing debris to reveal an old mining tunnel nearby. Alex and Gordon venture in, lacking any reasonable alternative for escape from the mountain top. The mine is old for sure. Paths are boarded up, blocking access. Blankets protect mining supplies from the inches of dirt and dust that have accumulated over the years. But there are small signs of recent life, signs that Alex credits possibly to rebels who may have used the space for their various rebel shenanigans. Also, there are signs of death, lots of death. Antlion corpses litter the area, possibly alluding to the dangers to come.
You said various rebel shenanigans, and my mind is just racing right now. I need you to list 3 that maybe fall under that qualifier of various rebel shenanigans.
Various rebel shenanigans. Okay, I think I got this. This is going to be easy.
Okay.
Kumquat squats. That's one.
Wow.
That's when you squat over a kumquat and you pick it up with your butt cheeks.
I actually imagined that exactly. Very good.
Then there's rebel shenanigan number 2. Tagging walls with anti-graffiti propaganda. Rebels love a good contradiction. It's just hilarious to rebels. And number 3, dog-earing several pages of every book at the library. That last one is double shenanigan-y, because when the librarians see the rebels in the aisles for hours at a time, they get all excited, that the kids, they're enjoying the library, but the truth is revealed. Not only do the rebel kids not like the library, they actively mock it.
Oh, you hate to see it. I mean, you hate to. All those
typical shenanigans, of the rebel variety.
Oh man, wow. Okay, I follow.
Not long after entering the mine shaft, the two exit out the opposite side to arrive at a barn-turned-communication center, likely used for the everyday operation of the mine itself, but just as likely used for nefarious Combine activities. The setup is much less technologically advanced than what we've seen in the Citadel and even in City 17, adding further evidence to our theory from Episode 1 that upon colonizing Earth, rather than strip humans of their quaint toys, the Combine allows humans to play with them.
It's just like when I tell my wife that I'm not too lazy to throw out that cardboard box from our last Amazon shipment. I'm just saving it for the cats and toddler to play with, right? We actually just ordered her a new toddler bed. It comes in a big old box, which is now a nice little fort for the cats and I to play in. And it really annoys my wife and honestly kind of scares the kid because we're doing hardcore fort stuff. Shooting, screaming, cannons, all that shit. So... Am I off track? Did I go off the rails?
No, I think you're right, because you really have entertained the idea that even alien domestic pairings of the alien variety have their quarrels, which I really enjoy. So I imagine like the Combine spouses up there in the Combine world, the Zen overworld, I think, which I think Zen is just a colloquialism for alien. So we're essentially calling the alien planet this whole time. Anyway, point being, I imagine the Combine spouses kind of arguing in much of the same way. Like they're just kind of hanging out and one comes up to her husband. She's Hey, honey, I'm just curious. How long ago did you order that control center from Space Amazon?
A couple days ago.
Okay, no, it was 3 weeks ago, actually.
Well, if you knew, then why did you ask me?
Because I was hoping that maybe our relationship was built on trust and not built on stupid lies that only serve to impact my toe every time I stub it into the box that you've left on the... Okay, calm down. My space doctor said my space heart can't handle this.
Well, I mean, it could have been a gift. I don't tell you everything we order on Space Amazon.
Oh, it was a gift? What was it? Oh, please tell me it was a space Band-Aid for my stubbed space toe.
It was a space husband. Bitch.
I like that your alien acknowledges the futility of their relationship as well so easily.
He's over it, man.
Yeah, he's over it.
This is day 9 of this shit. It's too much.
Wow, day 9, huh? They don't really give it much time to work things out in space.
Mean, on their planet, a day is like 9 years, too.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay, well, then now, wow, they really...
I should have specified. Yeah.
They put a lot more work into it than I would. That's impressive now. Thanks for that correction.
Oh, yeah.
That space correction.
You got it, buddy.
Alex approaches one of the terminals with the intent to establish communication with her father. Unfortunately, after just a few keyboard clicks, sounding kind of like this, the terminal monitor blows a fuse, rendering it essentially dead.
So the terminal monitor suffered a terminal illness. How quaint. Caleb, are you still here? It was a good joke,
Unfortunately,
right? Oh, you are here. Okay,
yeah,
good.
I am still here.
It's a great joke.
Alex isn't deterred. She scans the bar and determines that there may be enough parts lying around to allow her to get the monitor working again. So what seems like a tall order, fixing a science-filled computer space monitor, turns out to actually be incredibly easy. The cable was simply left unplugged from the wall, which is safe, I guess. If you're leaving a barn, you don't want to leave everything plugged in. That's a fire hazard. So Gordon uses his gravity gun to replace the cable into the outlet.
Sure, it would have been just as easy, maybe easier, to just use his hand to plug in the cable. Mm-hmm. But why do that when you have a gravity gun? You know? Point. And you know what? I'm casting stones a little bit here. I have a grabber I use all the time for getting shit I don't feel like exerting effort for. You'd be surprised what those little things can pick up.
Okay, I'll bite. Surprise me.
Well, you can get a drink. You can pick up a drink. You know, even a sweaty drink. The little rubber stoppers will grip.
Not surprised yet.
We'll grip right on that. You can get your cat a little bit by the neck. Now they will fight it.
Ooh.
And you can't really bring them to you because at that point they're very agitated and just all knives. But you can. Yeah, I will just say you can displace a cat with it. I'll just say that you can't get it to you, but you can move a cat with it.
Oh, so a reacher grabber. Subtitle: Cat Displacer. I like it.
Yeah.
You've sold me.
Okay. Or on Amazon. You can get them on Space Amazon for cheap.
You get a space reacher grabber for your space cats. Yeah. Alex then successfully contacts Dr. Breen and Eli Vance using the communications terminal. Quick exchanges of relief that both parties are still alive quickly give way to talk about the Citadel and its recent explosion. Dr. Breen and Eli Vance have been monitoring the situation, and it's not good.
No shit.
Oh yes, we've been monitoring the situation. The raw discharge of the meltdown has been focused into a coherent beam of portal energy.
It's the Combine. They're trying to open another gateway.
Yes, what you're seeing is the infancy of a super portal. If it attains full strength,
it'll be the 7-hour war all over again. Except this time we won't last 7 minutes.
If only this game ended 7 minutes later. Jeez.
Wouldn't that be nice? We'd end on probably a bit of a high note.
This would be our last paragraph, I think.
Don't tempt our listeners to get their hopes. Now the whole thing is going to feel artificially stretched out because it's like Christmas, you know? The day before Christmas is like the longest day of the year. Thanks a lot, jerk.
It's true.
Unsurprisingly, Alex reacts to the news with a quick, "Oh my God!" For old
course.
time's sake. It's on brand. She follows that by audibly connecting the dots between the potential for another Combine war and the huge amounts of data she and Gordon saw transmitting out of the Citadel prior to their escape. Dr. Breen suggests to his off-screen colleague, who he refers to as Magnuson, that the data packet must be the Combine portal code. Magnuson, presumably another scientist, is quite rude to Dr. Kleiner, literally pushing him out of the way at one point to take center stage on the security monitor. When Alex reveals that she copied the entire data packet prior to their escape and then notes that the Combine had been chasing her and Gordon ever since, Magnuson the Dick says,
Of course they have. You see, it's the linchpin of all their plans.
Ah, man, if man-spreading was something that could be done with someone's own face and mouth, Magnuson is basically showing his balls to the world every time he speaks. Which I guess is also, technically mansplaining, but whatever.
You're right. Someone before us had the visual of a dude talking and his balls just flapping around in his mouth and thought, we should call that mansplaining. And we decided to sort of reverse engineer that. And yeah, we didn't need to. That was extra work for you, listener.
That's what we do.
So Magnuson goes on.
Somewhere in that sequence, they would have had to establish a connection with the far side. What you have there, young lady, is the specific contact code for the Combine overworld.
And though he doesn't say it, he's probably thinking,
Do you understand that, missy? Huh? Sweetheart? Look, doll. Be careful with that hard drive you have there, ma'am. Treat it with care, like it's your favorite broom and dustpan.
Yeah, toots.
Yeah. Sugar tits. Is that one? Is that one we can say now? I'm looking at Dr. Breen. Dr. Breen says, no, I'm not allowed to say that one. All right, too far. All right, you show me the line. I know when to cross it. Okay.
Magnuson then suggests that the code is the very code that Dr. Mossman was trying to recover during her on-again, off-again traitorous relationship with the Combine. Magnuson tells Alex to bring the code to Dr. Kleiner's laboratory as soon as possible. The transmission then fades to static.
See, I don't know if I trust this Magnuson guy or anyone who sounds like they belong on the periodic table of elements and looks like a McCarthy-era governor. He's got a lot of negatives just immediately when you see him.
Yeah, he's not a fun dude. You would not want him to be part of your family during a family reunion around any sort of election. You would be awful.
Any sort of election.
It could be student council, and he'd be like
that Sally. What a sweet piece of I'm
trying to think of something else.
No, he would.
Condescending he would say, but that sort of burrowed into the world of pedophilia. And I don't know if he's quite a pedophile.
I mean, who knows?
That's true. Who knows? Let's reach out to the writers. Give us some backstory, Magnuson. Pedophile?
If they didn't write Half-Life 3, there's no way they had a backstory for Magnuson, but we'll see.
Alex and Gordon then leave the barn and head back to the mineshaft maze, looking for a way forward. Considering they are atop a steep mountain, the gravity gun kind of seems a bit extraneous in this escape attempt, as Gordon quickly uses a minecart atop an inclined track to break through a boarded-up wall at the bottom of the track.
You know what I always say? Earth, the real gravity gun.
Yeah, why don't they use the gravity gun to throw themselves down, or place themselves, I guess, further down the mountain? That would have been a way to escape pretty easily, I would imagine. But oh well, can you use the gravity gun on yourself, I wonder? Or would it be like an infinite gravity lift? I don't know. I'm thinking too hard about this stupid thing.
I kind of want to shoot the side of the mountain, which should in my mind, blow you horizontal 90 degrees. You should repel that way. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Huh. All right. Let's hope that they do that in Half-Life 3. The possibility of escape is short-lived, however, as a giant three-legged mechanical creature jumps into view and tackles Alex. Gordon is trapped beneath rubble, so is unable to help, and probably wouldn't anyway because he's kind of a dork. All he can do is look on as the beast bats Alex around for a few moments before rising on its hind leg in preparation for the finishing blow. But the blow never happens. Something outside of Gordon's view blasts the three-legged creature away. That something turns out to be a Vortigaunt. Yes, Alex is once again saved by a Vortigaunt. And yes, Gordon is once again not saved by a Vortigaunt. But at least this time the Vortigaunt sticks around to explain why it's being a dick to Gordon.
The Alex Vance. What harm has come? Ah, the free man. I am pleased to see at least you are unharmed. But the Alex Vance, her condition is grave.
So, to recap, we just heard a Vortigaunt speak, which is very rare in and of itself, and it uses that speech to tell Gordon who is obviously in pain, trapped beneath a pile of fallen concrete and rebar, to basically get up, you wuss. So the reason the Vortigaunt is being a dick to Gordon, this Vortigaunt is a dick.
I had my suspicions.
He follows up this insult by telling Gordon that Alex's condition is grave, and that it, the Vortigaunt, lacks the ability to save her. Thankfully, though, the Vortigaunt can simply summon a more capable Vortigaunt to help.
Apparently, this Vortigaunt's medical knowledge is limited to the male anatomy, which I guess explains his infatuations with all things dick. But if I'm being honest, I think back on all the interactions I've had with Gordon over these last few episodes, and I get it. I do. I get it.
At this time, you might expect the Vortigaunt to use some sort of magical portal-type device to summon the more helpful Vortigaunts. But instead, and I ask you to keep in mind that Alex and Gordon are currently trying to hide from and escape the Combine. The Vortigaunt just shouts into the horizon. He even cups his own hands into a megaphone shape around his mouth. Though Gordon likely can't understand the Vortigaunt language, we assume it's something along the lines of,
Over here! Hey! We're over here! Hey, I'm just talking to other Vortigaunts. If you're the Combine and you can hear this, please don't be rude and eavesdrop on this conversation I'm shouting. That's not cool, Combine.
It's cheating. You're expecting a lot of awareness from a race of handsy, pantless, nose-thumb troglodytes who sound like short bus Vin Diesels when they speak.
I am. The Vortigaunt then lifts Alex from the ground and conveys to Gordon that the non-dick Vortigaunts will meet the three of them at a shelter beneath the surface. Despite how much Gordon surely hates this Vortigaunt bastard, it does seem we're finally going to get information about why the Vortigaunt saved Alex during the first Citadel explosion and why they are again saving her now. Gordon must now escort the Vortigaunt and Alex to the shelter, providing protection for the two of them along the way. And the Vortigaunt is incredibly slow, which is frustrating for a creature that can literally stop time, which we've learned back in episode 3 of this Half-Life Tales of the Lesser Medium. Now, thankfully, Gordon is free to just rush ahead and carve a path without worrying about that slow Vortigaunt trailing him.
Yeah, I'd like to think about Gordon's just inner monologue while he's impatient as hell.
Yeah, he starts off all excited because it's the three of them going on, or the two of them, I guess, going on a little adventure here. Like, hey, 40, I'm going to call you 40. Come on, let's go, let's run. No, you got to go faster. Come on, let's run. Oh God. Okay, I'll go ahead, right? I'll just go ahead and I'll hit some things with a crowbar and clear a path, right? So that your slow ass can catch up. So I'm just going to do that right now. Okay. Okay. All right. Ooh, he's really far back there. He's like, really? Oh my God. I think he's walking backwards. What an ass. Okay. I'm just going to clean my crowbar, I guess, with this crowbar cleaner I brought with me. You know, only the essentials. Got my crowbar cleaner, got my crowbar rag, got this gravity gun, which I could probably use to just like lift the crowbar and swing it around and bang off the excess dirt. But, you know, I brought the crowbar cleaner, so it makes sense to kind of use it. Okay, is he here yet? Oh my God, he's still back there. Okay. All right, well, I guess I'll just wipe my butt with my crowbar. We've established canonically that that's a thing I do. I'll just do that right here. Okay, there you go. Oh, now he's hurrying up. So this is what he wants to see. Oh God. Oh man,
Gordon.
God, they're both insufferable. The journey to the underground shelter is quick, but even so, when the Vortigaunt begins rescue work on Alex, it reveals that Alex is barely clinging to life, and that the capable Vortigaunts, also known as the non-dick Vortigaunts, are still quite far away. So what is Gordon to do now?
Put her out of her misery with the crowbar?
That's just adding insult to injury. We've already established it's covered in Gordon poo right now. The mortician is going to be like, okay, I see she's dead, and she has shit on her face. Let me try.
What a mortician!
Put these two together.
She's check. There's one checkbox on the mortician sheet. Check. Dead.
Okay, got it.
Also, I'm seeing some feces. Which I don't have a checkbox for that. It's just something I'm seeing.
I don't know. Is it my responsibility to put two and two together? Literally number 2 and the number 2 in the game. Alex, is it my job?
I'll just write that in the margin. Somebody will deal with it.
And then he has to footnote it and like let people know he wrote that in the margins so that they don't think that's part of the form. And it's you know what, the mortician job is bureaucracy, if anything, right?
Oh,
it's all paperwork.
100%.
A nearby human grabs Gordon's attention and suggests that perhaps since Gordon is here, he might as well be put to work helping to defend against the ever-pervasive antlion attacks. And a few antlion swarms later, and Gordon finally has a few minutes rest to get acquainted with the survivors occupying this underground shelter.
You know, it seems like with Alex's health in dire question, now's maybe not the time for Gordon to start taking on charity work. I mean, I could be wrong. Also, the shelter term, I'm using giant air quotes right now, very loose. It's just thrown around very loosely. I mean, Gordon has been here for 5 minutes, and he's already murdered at least 6 dozen antlions. But I tell you, not a drop of rain can get in there. So I guess maybe still a shelter.
And it's very obvious that had Gordon not been there, those antlions would have easily killed everyone in that shelter. Gordon is doing all the work in this scene, so he arrived just in time. Or maybe he led them down there. It could be one of those situations.
Could have been, with all that screaming to himself, trying to get the Vortigaunt to catch up. Yeah.
Eventually, the non-Dick Vortigaunts do arrive, and they apologize for the delay, of course, claiming that they were held up because they had to kill many antlions. Though Gordon doesn't respond, given the recent antlion murder spree he himself went on, it's safe to assume he understands their tardiness as well.
But if he could have responded.
Oh yeah, so you guys fought the Alliance too. Oh, me too. Same tease. Except I was fighting him here, in the shelter. Giant air quotes, shelter. And you were where? You were fighting him somewhere where we couldn't see you fight them. That's convenient. Your story, it doesn't quite check out. How many are 3 of you? 3 of you, the Vortigaunts. There's 1 of me, and there's lots of antlion corpses here, but no evidence of antlion corpse goo on you or your person. Is that part of your Vortigaunt skill set? You could just eliminate antlion residue from yourself. Is that it? Because that must have been what you used. I don't see any. You know what, Vortigaunts, save my friend, save her, and she is my friend. We're best friends. Ask her when she wakes up.
That's true.
She'll say, me and Gordon, boy, we're best friends forever.
First thing she says when she wakes up is Gordon dead? Please.
I mean,
I overheard. Oh no, I'm not dead. Lucky you, still here. we're gonna go on some old-fashioned elevator rides, just you and me. And lucky you, I've had chili.
Where did you get antlion chili? I see.
Antlion chili, the gaseous chili. But the antlion battle isn't over. Actually, the newly arrived Vortigaunts warn that more antlions are coming. Oh, the antlions that presumably they should have killed. So I think they just ran, is my theory. Yeah. They did not kill anything. And that they must destroy the antlions before they, being the Vortigaunts and everyone, can turn their attention to Alex. So with the Vortigaunts' help, this newest swarm of antlions is slightly more manageable.
Okay.
Immediately after quelling the enemy invasion, the Vortigaunts gather to discuss Alex's health. They focus a lot on, like, STDs, which was weird. I thought a really weird.
Does she have syphil, Jeff?
Immediately after quelling the enemy invasion, the Vortigaunts gather to discuss Alex's health. They determine that in order to heal her, they need a special antlion larval extract that is deep within the antlion nest. Of course, this mission is much too dangerous for a single Vortigaunt to accomplish.
So 3 of them go, leaving Gordon and 1 remaining Vortigaunt to care for Alex.
No. That makes way too much sense. Huh. So 1 of them goes along with Gordon, and the other 3 Vortigaunts claim they need to stay back.
I would never leave those happy touching purple predators alone with Alex. No way.
Don't worry, there's some inept human guards kind of
good.
Hanging out too.
Thank God.
So.
A witness.
Yeah. Gordon doesn't challenge this notion, which is weird considering the Vortigaunts more than held their own against the very recent antlion swarms, but whatever. So the 2 companions then journey into a nearby antlion nest, which is made up of many smooth-walled, organic-looking maze-like tunnels, very reminiscent of regular ant nests, or I, as a human-sized human, imagine them to be.
I'll back you up on that.
The antlion tunnels weave throughout the mine shaft tunnels, creating a very spooky mix of man-made and organic architecture. Though Gordon has dealt with plenty of Zen creatures that straddle the line between meat and machine, this is the first environment since the Zen homeworld itself that seems almost to pulsate as Gordon maneuvers through it.
It's doing what?
So, I'm on my walkie-talkie. Everybody, it appears to be pulsating down here a bit, boys. It's constricting in a very dependable pattern, as though it's trying to push something out of it. It feels kind of like maybe what the inside of a sphincter would feel like if it was forcing out poo. In this scenario, me, I guess, am the poo, which is hilarious, right? No one would ever say I'm a piece of crap, especially not Alex, my best friend. Ask her when she wakes up. So I feel like the walls are Are you oh, God, man.
Batteries. Must be batteries.
Oh, man. Triple A's. They never last. Oh, God damn it.
I like that he yells he's going to use his radio right before he uses the radio. That was my favorite part of that skit.
That's called scene setting.
Yeah.
God, come on.
Hell yeah.
It's a good thing, then, that Gordon has the company of a Vortigaunt fighter with him to hold his hand as he navigates these disgusting tunnels.
Literally holding his hand with all those spindly, not quite ripe zucchinis these things have for fingers. No thanks.
I would not touch their hands. No way. Breaking the fourth wall here a little bit, it is worth noting that the creators of Half-Life did their research to learn what makes AI companions and escort missions so awful in most games. Here, the Vortigaunt is capable in a fight, is not killable, doesn't slow the player down, and is actually full of fun banter. In one part, Gordon falls hundreds of feet down a hole and lands in the water below, and he climbs up, and just as he exits the hole, the Vortigaunt appears to help him and says, "Ah, what pit is complete without a Gordon Freeman climbing out?" It's self-aware and delivered through the burnt tongue syntax of non-native English speakers, and I friggin' love it. It's really great.
That's awesome.
This is all quite a dangerous journey to reach the antlion extract. This had better work. If Alex doesn't survive, I'm going to be very upset.
I could honestly use the drama.
Yeah, it's been a little one note so far. You know, the Vortigaunts are still relatively new citizens of Earth. What if they don't know enough about human medicine and they just kind of assume this larval extract is the only cure, right?
Oh, welcome to CVS. You appear to be a Vortigaunt? Weird that I know that, right? Yeah. How may I assist you?
Yes, the larval extract contains the ingredient that is critical to the Alex Vance's survival, and that rare ingredient is... I hope your human ears can comprehend this Vortigaunt word. Acetaminophen.
You mean Tylenol?
No. What is Tylenol? Can it also only be found in the gut of alien insects?
No, actually, I've got some right here.
Oh, wow. Hey, are you also suffering a grave injury?
No, I'm just a licensed pharmacist. What did you think this place was?
Oh, I didn't know it was a farm. You being a pharmacist. Okay, a pharmacist. Yes. Well, then you probably farm antlions, yes? Oh, look. We've already come this far. Can I please still get the acetaminophen? I need a bunch of it. Otherwise, my Vortigaunt kin will make so much fun of me, and I can't have that again.
A bunch. Okay, well, yeah, I can give you a bunch, sure, but I'm going to need to see some ID.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's OTC, but, I mean, we got limits, man.
The two partners in survival eventually reach an antlion nest that contains the required larval extract. And without any fanfare, the Vortigaunt approaches the nest, spends a few seconds harvesting some extract, and they just leave.
That's it?
Yeah.
Video games have taught me to expect a boss fight or something after acquiring such a, I don't know, mission-critical item. Oh well, I guess we'll get no surprises here then.
Upon arriving back to the shelter where the still-injured Alex Vance awaits, the Vortigaunts immediately get to work reviving her. As they do, a familiar voice calls. Just as the voice's face, the G-Man himself, fades on screen as the rest of the scene freezes and fades out.
Oh, see, there is a surprise.
Dr. Freeman, I realize this moment may not be the most convenient for a heart-to-heart, but I had to wait until your friends were otherwise occupied. There was a time they cared nothing for Miss Vance, when their only experience of humanity was a crowbar coming at them down a steel corridor. When I plucked her from Black Mesa, I acted in the face of objections that she was a mere child and of no practical use to anyone. I have learned to ignore such naysayers when quelling them was out of the question. Still, I am not one to squander my investments, and I remain confident she was worth far more than the initial appraisal. That's why I must now extract from you some small repayment owed for your own survival. See her safely to White Forest, Dr. Freeman. I wish I could do more than keep an eye on you, but I have agreed to abide by certain restrictions. Well, now, listen carefully, my dear. When you see your father, relay these words. Prepare for unforeseen consequences.
Travis. Hey, Travis,
what's up?
You still with me? Wake up,
yeah.
wake up.
Sorry, man. I completely nodded off. I hate his little moans he inserted in his pauses. I don't even want to know, but man, he's a dry macaroni. That guy, very.
Yeah, he is.
Put you right to sleep.
I think it was the voice artist was in a porn booth or something. Getting an HJ. That's the only way I can imagine he got that performance done.
From himself, but still a porn. Yeah, but still, yeah.
He
paid good
counts as
money.
an HJ. Come on.
Yeah.
He robbed one pocket to pay the other. Yeah. At the conclusion of the G-Man's creep show,
the old Peter
Alex
and Paul
awake.
scenario. Sorry, I had to say Peter. I thought, well, why are we not saying Peter and Paul here? Peter, Paul.
Rob Peter to pay his Peter.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It had to be done.
At the conclusion of the G-Man's, we'll call it creep show, Alex awakes with a few, oh my gods, of course, but she doesn't say anything about the G-Man's words that were whispered in her ear, meaning she either doesn't remember them or they will come out later in some plot-relevant point of revelation. She does, however, stress that they need to get to White Forest, where her father Eli Vance and Dr. Breen are, and White Forest is a resistance base located north of City 17.
Okay.
So, in summary, it seems the G-Man has plans for Alex, plans that require that she not be dead, and has perhaps enlisted the help of the Vortigaunts to ensure that she stays not dead. And Gordon seems also to be just a tool to ensure Alex's survival.
Aw, man. I'll say it. Poor Gordon.
Huh? What's that? Somebody say my name. Hello?
No,
Hey,
no.
Gordon's here.
No,
He's
sorry.
back.
Not poor Gordon.
You pour Gordon what? Pour
No,
Gordon a beer?
no.
We're going to get some beers? Hang out like friends.
No.
You and me at the bar, singing songs together. Oh.
Worse than Beetlejuice. Never say Gordon's name.
I'm going to grow my hair long just so you can hold it when I vomit after drinking too much because I broke up with my boyfriend. Because we're best friends, in case you didn't get that part.
A Vortigaunt then escorts Gordon and a woozy Alex to an elevator that takes them to a surface mine shaft so that they can proceed onward toward White Forest. Once through the shaft, they exit to a view of the horizon, a horizon dotted with combined forces. Some walking soldiers, a three-legged strider, and a swarm of flying gunships. Thankfully, they aren't aware of Gordon and team's presence, and so they march along in the distance.
Okay.
Gordon is able to view for the first time since being in the Citadel prior to its explosion, of course, the weird white burrito thing that we last saw leaving the Citadel on a conveyor belt. According to the Vortigaunt, this is one of the Combine advisors in an incubation pod. The Vortigaunt also notes that they are moving north toward White Forest, which prompts Alex to demand that they get moving so as to arrive in advance of the Combine forces. The Vortigaunt happens to know of
Humans with a vehicle not far from here.
the three then make their way to these vehicled humans, fighting many, many antlions along the way.
Man, how amazing would it be if the guy he knows with the vehicle is just some redneck dude in a pickup truck that he probed on a previous Earth mission, but afterward they became buddies? Like maybe it was the redneck's first time getting probed and the alien's first time probing, and they kind of bonded over the awkwardness. And he's like, "Oh, hi, Morty. Why, sure, y'all can use my pickup truck. Little lady can ride up front with me. Let me just get these beer cans out of your way, miss. There you go. All right, let's ride, y'all." I'd love that.
I would absolutely watch that sitcom. And what I would love is if it sort of went against the stereotype of the dumb redneck or the I guess intolerant redneck, and it's sort of out there that he didn't like the probing. It wasn't his thing. But he's still connected with the Vortigaunt on such a different level. He was able to look past the whole probing, but he's still connected with him as buddies. And so that's just a weird part of their past, or just even not even a weird part, just a part of their past.
Exactly.
But they embrace on other things. And God, I would watch that. I would watch that sitcom all day.
All day.
They arrive at the encampment where the vehicle allegedly resides, only to find all of the humans dead.
Aww.
But all is for naught. Alex spots a car not far from the encampment, evidence that the humans attempted an escape, and failed miserably, as evidenced by their dead bodies everywhere. Their mission now is to continue on and retrieve the car. Gordon takes off on his own, leaving the still woozy Alex behind while the Vortigaunt cares for her. But Alex refuses to just sit back and do nothing. She grabs a gun and fires on headcrab zombies that block Gordon's path forward, and there are a lot of zombies here.
Yeah, isn't it weird that video games always seem to have tons of zombie enemies in places where it seems not many people would have lived?
Yeah.
Like, in a land where the Combine have probably killed thousands of humans already, and there's no real infrastructure to speak of, somehow there is the equivalent of a thriving metropolis worth of zombies hanging out. It's really strange.
It's really true. It's really true. But I guess it's just probably your basic gentrification. This used to be a great neighborhood, and then all those wealthy zombies moved in, and the rents go up, and the neighborhood suddenly just isn't the same.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's sad. Gordon eventually gets to the car, which is on the opposite end of a broken bridge, but must use his gravity gun to blast away dozens of other cars in the way. Now, why not just drive one of those easier-to-access cars on his side of the broken bridge? Well, because it's important, for some reason, to do a wicked awesome jump across a gap in the broken bridge.
You goddamn right it is.
Alex and Gordon climb into the car, leaving the Vortigaunt behind to continue his work helping humans in the underground shelter. Alex calls shotgun, and Gordon drives.
What we don't hear is immediately after Alex calls shotgun, Gordon screams crowbar because he thought they were just naming weapons they like. Shotgun!
Crowbar. Okay, you go. What else you got? you got a gun or something? Wait, where is your shotgun? You've had it the whole time?
Yeah.
It's not cool.
I just said I liked it. I didn't say I had one. No, wait, I was just saying I wanted to sit in the front. Yeah, you got me thinking like you're thinking. It's just a thing about a car.
Oh, I got one. Fist.
They soon spot a radio tower that Alex claims they could use to send a signal to White Forest to warn the residents of the oncoming Combine army. Once inside the tower base, the building gets swarmed by Combine hunters, the same enemy type responsible for Alex's injuries earlier in their journey. Together, Alex and Gordon kill every single one of those three-legged bastards.
Wow.
They then manage to make contact with White Forest, but unfortunately they are forced to speak with Dr. Magnuson, the pompous douche canoe we met via communications monitor earlier. Dr. Magnuson immediately berates Alex and Gordon for taking so long to reach them, claiming that they
must not understand the magnitude of the situation.
No, Dr. Magnuson, they understand the magnitude, but talking to you is worse than Combine enslavement. So they've just been taking things slowly, mulling over the pros and cons of a life as a Combine slave versus a life where you are alive and probably running for office on a platform to end a woman's right to vote or something.
Hell yeah, Caleb, you get a big C.
No. That's Dr. Magnuson's platform.
Oh, right.
That's not me.
My bad.
Yeah, no, it's not me.
My bad.
I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying.
I sensed your energy and I was like, get it, big dog. I don't know.
I think you can run on that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
For the record, I believe in the woman's right to vote. Gotta make sure I make that clear.
I'm gonna edit that out.
This is a hilarious podcast, and everything we say is genuinely hilarious. But sometimes maybe that hilarity doesn't quite get through. The communication signal breaks up before Alex is able to relay that the Combine is approaching White Forest. If only Dr. Magnuson had allowed her to use the limited connectivity to warn them.
Bastard.
He is. Alex and Gordon then take their sweet human vehicle.
That literally does sound like a douche canoe now. So what if we said it was like a vehicle for humans, or maybe just a vehicle?
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay.
So Alex and Gordon then take their sweet human vehicle down the road to where a strange signal interference causes Gordon to have momentary visual distress. Alex recognizes the symptoms as resulting from a nearby Combine advisor pod. They find one hanging on the wall in a nearby barn. Why is it here? Well, we don't know, but Alex doesn't care. She just wants it freaking gone. They break open the pod, but the creature inside, looking like a giant grub worm, paralyzes them before escaping. Alex and Gordon must fight through oncoming Combine soldiers to find the escaped advisor and kill it.
Well, that was weird.
Their mission is quickly deterred by an enemy helicopter. They must now destroy this helicopter.
That should have been the name of this entire podcast. Destroy this helicopter would have been way more popular than Tales of the Lesser Medium. Yeah, we should go back and count, what is that, at least 13 helicopters that have bit the dust?
Yeah, put that on the list for the inevitable rebrand we have to do when one of us does something publicly humiliating and we have to sort of disavow ourselves from this brand we've built.
Like go against the women's right to vote, yeah.
So I guess next episode it's going to be called Destroy This Helicopter.
Yep.
So anyway, they must now destroy this helicopter, or should I say this human helicopter, before it destroys them. The fight leads them to a settlement camp where rebel soldiers help to bring down the human helicopter. And though their human vehicle, or a car,
thank you,
took quite a beating, the real soldiers happen to have a garage full of tools that can help get Alex and Gordon back on the road. The only problem with that plan, however, is that the road they are so intent on getting back on is blocked by Combine forces and what one soldier calls an auto gun, which is a name that sounds like an artificially forced complication of the much simpler name turret.
This is just another hovercraft airboat situation from a previous episode, or like the time Gordon was corrected for calling his crowbar a crooked bangy stick, or calling the gravity gun an erector because he pitches a hot wood every time he uses it. But I get it. It's a fun gun.
Or dare I say, calling a car a human vehicle.
Yeah.
So you know what? We're guilty too.
That's right.
So Gordon must clear out the auto gun, as well as a few enemy soldiers before they can move forward. He sets out alone, fighting headcrab zombies and Combine soldiers en route to the auto gun. Once the auto gun is taken care of, he heads back to the garage where Alex is waiting in the repaired human vehicle.
Car.
Ready to continue forward. And as a bonus, the rebel soldier didn't just fix the car. Oh, no. He also installed a radar system that can detect weapons caches. Yeah!
Well, the last guy who repaired our vehicle installed a machine gun turret to the hood, but yeah, sure, radar is cool too.
I like how either Alex or Gordon, whoever that's supposed to be, gets really southern whenever they are acting a little ungrateful.
Just the way it is.
The rest of their journey alternates between shooting headcrab zombies, running over headcrab zombies, and stopping their vehicle to reach supply caches within hordes of headcrab zombies. Now, stopping at all is risky, considering both the enemy swarms and the lack of specific information provided on the radar. I can't imagine that every single supply cache is worth stopping for.
You really don't think so?
No, I don't. I think for every rocket launcher you get, there's a Tupperware container full of common Pokemon cards that the one nerdy rebel assured everyone was worth taking up the space that an MRE or an ammo magazine could have taken.
Except me out there hoping to Alex's giant green god that I hit one of those crates and it's just full of NES Little Samsons. Or a previously unknown batch of NES Stadium events. If you've ever seen me pick through a flea market like I'm looking for murder clues, you know I'm opening every single one of those things. Oh, man. Just the idea of opening a crate right now has me smiling ear to ear. What's in there?
You and Gordon go to a flea market together, and he's like, you're like on the hunt for him, he's on the hunt for you, and he comes up to you and he's like, guess what? Travis, I got a little Samson. And you're like, oh, man, well, guess what, Gordon? I got a bunch of ammo. Sounds like a reasonable flea market.
It does, but we'd have to share his crowbar to get all the crates open, and I don't think
Oh.
he'd share nicely. He'd be a real big dick about it, so...
The bigger dick is the flea market people who just put all of their stuff in crates.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? That seems...
It's a good point.
Just outside of White Forest, Alex and Gordon encounter a Strider with a singular focus on killing them. And just as the Strider is about to do so, Alex's pet robot, named Dog, jumps in to save them. It's good to have Dog back.
Yeah, the fuck has he been?
Well, he's been at White Forest, duh.
Doing what?
I mean, this close to White Forest and with Dog in tow, the entire mood of the party has been elevated. You know, things are looking up.
All right.
So the crew arrives at White Forest to a small welcome party. One soldier on guard. But quickly, they travel underground to the main shelter facility. A few twisted corridors and one annoying false alarm, complete with bright red lights and a loud siren later, we find Eli, Alex's dad. A couple of hugs later, and they are off to find Dr. Kleiner.
Yay!
And Dr. Magnuson.
Ah, boo, boo, boo.
Gordon and Alex arrive in the middle of an old man argument between Kleiner and Magnuson. But Magnuson quickly storms off after voicing that they have
No time for this family reunion.
I mean, he has a point, you know.
True. He's just doesn't have to be a dick about it. Eli and Kleiner immediately ask about the data transmission packet that Alex has. She expresses how weird she thinks it is that this transmission packet was attached to Judith Mossman. Remember, by this point, Judith Mossman. I can never get that freaking name. Every time I mess it up. Remember, by this point, Judith Mossman has both been a traitor on the side of the Combine and then a reverse traitor returning to the side of the Rebels. Currently, Gordon and Alex assume she's legitimately in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, she's worth trusting now. No one flips twice. That's just ridiculous, right?
I hope so. At this time, another false alarm rings out, and Magnuson just poops his pants. Alex, Eli, and Dr. Kleiner, they leave to decode the transmission packet, and this leaves Gordon with nothing to do. So Magnuson tells him to grab his crowbar toilet paper, because he pooped his pants.
I got it, yeah.
And go with him to investigate the source of the false alarms and to do what he can to fix the system.
You know, he did a really good job clearing the room while he plan B's his shit pants situation. You gotta admire it. I'm beginning to respect Magnuson. Pretty smart.
Gordon ventures to the base of the facility to find that the false alarm is actually not a false alarm. Combine hunters have infiltrated the base via the sliding roof atop the central rocket silo. It's incredibly important that the hunters do not destroy the rocket within the silo, as this rocket is going to be used to send a signal that can close the Zen portal to Earth once and for all.
Don't explode the giant boomy thing that says Acme on the side of it, okay, guys? You got it? Don't do it.
Gordon, along with a few rebel soldiers, fight through the enemy swarms, while Dr. Magnuson uses the intercom system to berate Gordon for taking so long to stop the alarm. Gordon and team emerge victorious and so head back to the facility base to see what Eli and Dr. Kleiner have decoded so far. Gordon and Alex arrive to see Eli and Dr. Kleiner watching the video transmission featuring Judith, the same transmission Gordon and Alex have already seen. The video recording goes on to reveal something called the Borealis. Dr. Kleiner and Eli both react to this visual with astonishment. Alex joins in with a not an oh my god this time, though her father does give us a good god, so religious-based exclamations must just run in the family. No, this time Alex finally plays the proper role of the clueless player and says simply, "What?"
What?
Just like that, yes. The Borealis, as Dr. Kleiner goes on to explain, is a project from Black Mesa's peers, and he uses peers very condescendingly, rivals might be more appropriate, over at Aperture Science. Yes, Portal's Aperture Science.
Wow.
But Kleiner surmises in Aperture's rush to beat Black Mesa to research dollars, Aperture must have compromised safety protocols, and the research vessel, this Borealis, was thought to have simply vanished. But now that it's been found, Dr. Kleiner suggests that they can use it against the Combine. Eli Vance isn't so sure the idea is a good one, considering the amount of power the Borealis holds.
Who does this Eli guy even think he is?
He thinks he's Eric. He thinks his name is Eric. Hey, let me explain something you guys might not know. He'll tell you his name is Eric. It's Eli. God, we're idiots, right? I mean, all of us knew this all along, right? Me, Alex, the other people I've talked to in this game that I can't remember. We've all known it for a while, but some people haven't. Anyway.
He's never wrong, that Gordon. We'll never admit it anyway.
Gordon's voice just gets lazier, and fatter.
It's been a long game. He's out of breath. He's tired. He's not slept.
That's true. He's not slept. He's eaten a lot of health packets. He's eaten a lot of Pokemon cards that were supposed to be MREs. A bit of deliberation later, it's decided that Alex and Gordon will venture out to Judith Mossman's coordinates to find the Borealis and bring it back to the lab. Before they leave, Alex approaches her father and says, without any emotion at all, prepare for unforeseen circumstances. This is the phrase the G-Man earlier in our journey told her to relay to her father.
Oh.
And when she does, Eli Vance suddenly gets lightheaded. But other than that, neither Gordon nor Eli seem to react much to Alex's strange words.
Interesting.
Perhaps Eli is some sort of sleeper agent for the G-Man, or perhaps not. Hopefully we'll find out.
If not, then I bet we'll...
Don't bring up Half-Life 3.
Got it. Sorry.
Eli asks his daughter to get him a cup of tea. Gordon stays back to watch over the dizzy old man. Eli then ruminates on the phrase unforeseen consequences, noting that the last time he heard those words was back in Black Mesa, just as Gordon was preparing to enter the test chamber. Eli even alludes to the source of the phrasing being the G-Man, calling him here our mutual friend. This is the first acknowledgement of the G-Man by any of the people Gordon has interacted with. Eli knows that the G-Man implanted the phrase in Alex's head. The G-Man, it seems, is a well-known figure to some of the Black Mesa scientists. Eli even says, I should have known when he rescued her it was for his own damn reasons. He tells Gordon, there's so much I need to tell you, but stops suddenly when Alex returns with his cup of tea.
No, what is it? Tell us. There's so much to fucking tell. Write it down.
It's hard to continue because Dickman himself, Magnuson, just interrupts as well to put Gordon on another mission, this time to wipe out a group of Striders that seem intent on destroying the rocket within the White Forest base, the rocket that is required in order to close the portal to Zen. But Dr. Magnuson doesn't just send Gordon off empty-handed. No. He gives to Gordon what Magnuson describes as
this ingenious new weapon of mine.
But ingenious new weapon of mine is a bit of a mouthful,
Sure.
so luckily, Magnuson follows up with a much shorter, though equally egotistical name.
The Magnuson device.
This device is essentially a sticky bomb that can be hurled at the Strider hulls and then shot with any firearm to detonate.
No. Leave it to Magnuson to invent something that's basically already invented just so he can name it after himself. God, I think I kind of love him now.
Yeah, and it's not the only time he's done this. Remember when he invented the clever new butt-cleaning device of mine, which was basically just a bidet, but he called it the Magnuson ass gun.
I thought
which I like better.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought he only sold parts for that, and it was called the Magnuson Ass Gun Assembly, the MAGA, the MAGA. He had a red hat for it and everything. I kind of recall that.
You know, I think that's who they modeled Magnuson after, now that I think about it. It's
You're right.
very, very close. But before leaving the compound grounds, Magnuson tells Gordon that if Gordon pulls this off, he may be forgiven for what Magnuson calls
that debacle at Black Mesa.
I think my Magnuson voice keeps getting different. Anyway, it's hard to know exactly what he's talking about. There was a lot of death, destruction, and chaos at Black Mesa, but none of which could be blamed on Gordon, really. But luckily, Magnuson elaborates.
You know the one I mean, involving a certain microwave casserole.
Wait, does he really say that?
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if it was a tuna casserole. I could see that being quite upsetting to coworkers.
I love that they brought that back, because that was just one of those weird things in Half-Life 1 that you could explode someone's lunch in the microwave and you never knew whose it was. That explains why Magnuson's such a dick. Well, it doesn't explain why he's such a dick. That's not worth being that much of a dick over.
I don't know if it was tuna. I hold by it.
Gordon then hops into his car and heads north toward an old sawmill where other rebel soldiers are holed up, ready for the battle against the Striders. One of the soldiers informs Gordon that they aren't just dealing with Striders, but they've got hunters to worry about too.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no, too bad, boys. I'm just here for the Striders. That's all my papers. I've got the paper right here. It says Gordon, job today, clean the shower.
Got it.
Replace the coffee. Kill the Striders.
Wow.
And then it looks like it says hunters here, but that's been erased by someone who's not me. It was Magnuson. He erased it. He said that was a mistake. I will erase it. Someone else has to kill the hunter. So, all right, just here for the Striders, guys.
He's so lazy now. He's half kicking ass.
And I know it's only erased halfway. That's because Magnuson got tired halfway through erasing it. All right. Erasing is hard, guys. Okay, I assume, I hear Magnuson's the one who does it. He's the eraser guy. I'm not, but he tells me it's hard.
The battle is long and tense. Given the height of the Striders, the hulls are so high off the ground that accurately and reliably sticking a Magnuson device to them is incredibly difficult. The Magnuson devices are also slow to respawn, the Striders are powerful, and the enemy hunters are quick, plentiful, and deadly. Eventually, Gordon succeeds and returns back to base to be greeted by celebratory hoots and hollers from everyone at the base. Everyone except Magnuson, of course, who first comments on the success of the Magnuson device. But then he succumbs, stating that he feels, quote, compelled to thank Freeman.
Oh.
You know, this is probably the best Gordon could hope for from Magnuson. Magnuson then returns to his office to coordinate the rocket launch.
All still with what I'm imagining is just a little chicken egg of hot tepid scat in his pants, because I don't think I don't think Plan B ever kicked in. He kept getting interrupted.
You're right. Gordon never let go of his toilet paper / crowbar.
Yeah, it's true.
Alex leads Gordon to a control room where they will have a great view of the rocket launch. The rocket launches, the group enjoys a brief moment of celebration, but then it's back to business. The team must wait for the rocket to be within range of the portal so they can activate what Dr. Kleiner calls the Xenium Resonator, which assumedly is the thing that will close the portal.
Or as Dr. Magnuson would probably call it, the Magnuson portal closer. What a loser.
And then he'd high-five that device at the end of it instead of the people. After the portal closes, Alex and Gordon prepare to leave for the Borealis and find Judith. But not before Eli Vance reminds Gordon that the Borealis should never actually be used. It must be destroyed, no matter what anyone else suggests. Just as Gordon and Alex approach the helicopter...
Oh, no.
I know it. A Zen advisor breaks through the wall, incapacitates Alex and Gordon, and kills Eli. Kills him, like straight up. Then Dog rushes in to fight off the advisors, freeing our three heroes.
There's Dog late again. Jesus.
Freeing our two alive heroes and allowing the dead body to just sort of thwack against the concrete floor. But hey, good boy. Still good boy.
I guess.
Alex rushes over to hug her father's lifeless body. She's crying.
Yeah.
And then fade to black and credits.
No, it doesn't end like that. No.
Yeah. And that's how Valve has decided to leave the story for over a decade. Sure, there's the 2020 Half-Life Alex, but that's not a sequel, so it doesn't resolve anything.
What the fuck? So last time we said we didn't really care about the story, and I gotta say, Caleb, after going all of this, the tugs and the pulls and the loss of characters, so fresh in my memory, it was less than a minute ago you mentioned it, and the mysteries surrounding the G-Man and what Eli could have told Gordon, I really have to say, man, I still don't care, but you know, we do have what the writer of Half-Life 3, Mark Laidlaw, hints could have been the story to Half-Life 3. So I mean, maybe that will patch it up for us. And we have an excerpt here that summarizes the story as it was found online.
After the funeral of Eli Vance, oh good, there was a funeral. That's already getting off to a good point. Gordon and Alex fly to the Antarctic in search of the Borealis, with members of the Resistance in tow. Gordon and Alex's plane is shot down.
I fucking knew it.
But they manage to reach the research vessel, only to discover the Combine have erected a massive base around the Borealis.
Erected a massive base.
The Borealis is phasing in and out of existence. The Combine are studying it whenever it materializes. Gordon and Alex encounter Dr. Breen, whose consciousness has been implanted into a giant slug-like creature by the Combine. Breen begs the two to end his grotesque existence. The two also rescued Dr. Judith Mossman from a Combine prison and board the Borealis.
Big mistake. She's trouble. She is trouble.
I agree. The ship continues to shift through time and space, and the trio witness the 7-hour war and travel to alien worlds. Mossman and Alex argue over what to do with the Borealis. Mossman believes the ship should be delivered to the Resistance where it can be studied. Alex wants to destroy it, per her father Eli's wishes. Alex kills Mossman.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that move. And arms the Borealis to self-destruct with the intention of destroying the heart of the Combine's invasion nexus.
Got to.
And the G-Man appears. Alex recognizes him from her childhood. Uh-oh. And the two depart this reality together, leaving Gordon behind.
Oh my god.
As the Borealis approaches its target, Gordon sees the Combine world protected by a Dyson sphere and realizes the futility of their attempt. The Vortigaunts appear and once again rescue Gordon from imminent doom, returning him to Earth. The end.
He sees the Combine world protected by a high-end vacuum cleaner?
And those things are expensive,
They
so it's
are.
probably pretty well protected.
That's great.
Interesting little point here. Notice they say the Vortigaunts, quote, once again rescue Gordon, which they hardly did in the first place. So this Mark Laidlaw fella doesn't even remember his own narrative, really.
Yeah, well, and thank God it didn't happen, because it seems like
Yeah.
it leaves on another... I don't feel resolved.
I don't feel resolved at all either. I don't know, man. The G-Man, Alex, are they
Homies?
Are they families? Maybe
Yeah.
is he her real dad? I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It's really
man.
bizarre. I mean, you talked about in the very first episode, Mark Laidlaw had a quote where he said something like he didn't really believe in canon or something like that. He threw this bone out there just to get people to hush, because I think he left Valve in like 2015, 2016, and I guess he was under certain restrictions while he was at Valve that he couldn't speak about what the potential story could be. But when he was gone, he was like, well, y'all can finally leave me alone now. He just seems like a disgruntled asshat who, never really so much... The games are fun enough, story regardless, but he seems so douche about it. Just feels like a farted out, like, everybody leave me alone now kind of thing. And that's what annoys me about it.
It annoys me too, but I also kind of love it because we've been pretty harsh on the narrative so far.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good story. If this were a novel, it would be a terrible novel.
Sure would.
And so maybe this is his way of just sort of acknowledging it doesn't matter what I do. It was not going to end well. It was not going to suddenly turn the whole story narrative around. So here, I'm just going to fart this out.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get people to shut up, and it'll make people think like, oh, it wasn't going to be that good. Like, oh, okay. All right, then I can stop, like sweating over it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe he's like, he was getting so many podcast requests from neckbeards like you and me to go on and be like, oh, now he's not at Valve anymore. Maybe we can get him to come on and talk about Half-Life 3. And he was like, not going to do it. Here's about 5 paragraphs of horseshit. Leave me alone. It was never supposed to be that important. It was just a way to show off our tech. Just go play your Portals and your Team Fortresses and leave me alone. That could have been it. Maybe I'm starting to, you made the point of it was never going to end good. And you have a good point. There's no way you could end that to where anyone feels good about it, because it's every inch of it's so contrived.
Yeah, you can't put a fancy roof on a shitty building and all of a sudden the building's great.
That's right. I mean,
Like,
what is it? It's not like a Pizza Hut, They got a sweet roof. The rest of it's just shit.
It does have a sweet roof.
Sweet roof.
A hut of sorts, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. It's better than the pizza bungalow we got here. It's a knockoff, but
There's a place called Pizza Bungalow.
not as good of a roof. Not as good of a
love
roof. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what are your? I kind of mentioned that I think this one is a little more interesting to me. I think the drama picks up a lot toward the end, and you get drip fed some things about the G-Man and Eli and all that stuff, and it's like, oh wow, okay, what's going on? There's a little drama here. I think that might be why this one is my favorite to listen to as a story. Anyway.
Yeah, and it's also from a narrative perspective, it's much quicker. The game itself is about the same length as a playthrough of maybe the first game. It's a little shorter than the second game, definitely shorter than episode 1. But it plays a lot faster. And so there's just more story beats there. And now they're not any better, but there's just more of them. And I think having more of them means that the narrative just by default is going to be a little bit more engaging because there's more things happening. There's more stuff to do. And in previous games, there was just long stretches of nothing, I felt like. And there weren't a lot of changes in scenery in the previous ones. Here you get some different changes in scenery. You get a couple different kind of characters coming back that you've grown to like. You get Magnuson, who's a nice little lightning rod kind of character that everybody can kind of just hate, which there isn't really one of those in any of the episodes. There's not that sort of oafish dummy loser. He's not a loser, but there's just not that character that everybody can sort of galvanize around. And that helps out, I think, quite a bit, actually. I wish he would have kind of been brought in maybe a little bit earlier, but it's probably the best of the 4 that we've done, I think.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of the guy from. He reminds me a lot of Werner von Croy a little bit, at least in how we portrayed him here, and that he's smart and you should trust him, but also somewhere beneath the surface, he's just an evil ass hat and he's a curmudgeon, and that kind of makes him fun as a character too. Yeah. I know you've already kind of alluded to the fact that you didn't so much care for the story, and honestly, I really had to force myself to stay interested. If it weren't for us deciding to do this and making it fun for ourselves, I wouldn't have stuck with it. But did you have any inclination of what you might do with a Half-Life 3 if it were up to Caleb J. Ross to write that story?
Well, I think they would have to continue. I think with a game like Half-Life, because the characters themselves are, I think, pretty bland, you have to approach it from environments first and mechanics first. And so I would want to see it. And I know your question was about narrative, so I'll definitely get to that. But I think it has to start with mechanics. There has to be the gravity gun has something new has to happen with that's going to impact people. Maybe there's a new character or a Vortigaunt that does something with a gravity gun. And so now there's a Vortigaunt Magnuson sort of competition to see who can be like the guy who is the smartest and names things after themselves. So there's a fun little sort of buddy thing with a smart Vortigaunt and Magnuson. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
They'd have to go to the Borealis, obviously. They said it was in Antarctica, which is kind of a letdown. Snow levels, they just aren't interesting. It would have been nice if it was like a jungle or something. I'd love to see a Half-Life in a jungle environment or something like that. That'd be kind of new and different. But they'd go to the Borealis, and I think the G-Man, I feel like when they wrote all of the Half-Life games so far, they never knew who the G-Man was going to be. They just wanted him to be some sort of omnipotent, know-all character, all-seeing character. And when you have a story with a character who knows everything about everything, it really deflates the story all over, because there's no real mystery. There's mystery for us as the player, but there's some character out there that literally knows everything that's going on. And just knowing that there is a character out there that's that omnipotent means that the stakes are much less.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be someone to carry on the knowledge. Your main character dies, who cares? There's another character out there that knows everything anyway, and he'll just find another Gordon Freeman or whatever. It's just not... It's not a big deal. So I'd want to know more about why Alex was so important. I'd want to maybe get some G-Man flaws. I'd want to maybe there'd be a chink in his armor so that he's not as all-seeing, all-knowing. And maybe Alex is a part of that. And I think I'd like Gordon to almost take like a back seat. And I would like to I think Half-Life Alex is probably the right way to go for the next Half-Life, because Alex is a way more interesting character.
Sure, yeah. I mean, well, we've seen and we've interacted with her more with Gordon. I mean, he's a silent protagonist. He's about as interesting as the shiny end of the crowbar you stare at most of the time you play the game.
Yeah, that's very true.
You made a good point, though, I think, about the G-Man and his omnipotence sort of playing against the fun of the narrative. It reminds me of, I don't know if you ever watched Lost, but he's sort of the smoke monster of Lost, in that he was introduced to hook you and be like, ooh, what's that thing? But then they never could explain it, and they struggled with it for 5 seasons, and they're like, I don't know, we should have never shown that thing, because now we have to explain it. And so, yeah, it's kind of like that. But I don't know what they could do in a third one to link Alex to the G-Man and make it interesting for me, because shy of him being just like her creepy uncle, I don't think it's interesting. But we don't have to worry about it. Never know. Yeah, which is great. But yeah, well, this has been our full season of Half-Life for the Tales of the Lesser Medium. Thanks for sticking along for the ride. We have not played Half-Life Alex, but it is a prequel of sorts, so if you've played it, we'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I don't know how it factors into the narrative, but it's gotten great reviews, which is always good to hear. We've already started on the next season, so there will be more coming at some point. We never know how soon, but we're still plugging away on that. So I, for one, Caleb, I'm going to miss Gordon. I think we'll have to have him back to read some iTunes reviews for us, as is now customary. But he was a fun ride, even though he got under my skin, and I dodged every possible skid I could to have any back and forth with him in this episode. Just don't reply to him and hope he goes away.
It takes a while,
But all right, everyone. So that concludes this series. Be sure to subscribe on whatever service you use. There will be another lesser-sode coming your way soon.
And if you would be so kind, rate and review us.
Did somebody say review? I'll do
that. So please, yes, rate and review us. iTunes would be preferable, but any of your podcasteries of choice. I think I call it podcastery and podcatcher. Alternately, it's fun to say, podcastery.
It sure is.
Reach out to us if you would on Twitter. Let us know how you like the episodes. Give us some feedback. We love feedback. You can reach out to the show at Tales Lesser. You can reach out to me at Caleb J. Ross. or you can reach out to Travis at TravPlaysGames.
You can also send us an angry email about anything we got wrong to polykillpodcast@gmail.com, and you can visit the all brand spanking new polymedianetwork.com website. If you still want to go to polykill.com, you can. It's all going to go to the same place, but since we are a network now, it's not all going to focus on that one on that one podcast that started it all. So please check out polymedianetwork.com if you would like to hear more podcasts. We have Drunk Friend, we have Off Kilter, we have, of course, Polykill, Indie Quest, and Petey's Power Hour there, and very good selection of podcasts that we hope you enjoy. And as always, and you can hear it bopping a little bit right now, that's this intro and that outro theme that was composed by Brad Sucks, and he lent us that song. We are forever grateful. And please check out Brad Sucks wherever you can.
Which is right here, the only place where Brad Sucks exists. Thank you so much for listening.
And the tale has been told.